this isn't normal anymore. I mean, I'm so excited. It's like a little child that's been let out of a cage. We're in no longer my office. It's so happy to be here. And the reason on B4U's Star Stop today, we ventured out of our office comfort zone. And you know, I think people across the world don't understand how much of a feeling that is in Bombay. Because we haven't really gone out too much anywhere. And maybe that's the reason why we felt safer. Well, I'm so glad Malvika and Rinzing, thank you so much for coming out.
It's a pleasure to be here.
And for bringing us out as well. How are you doing?
All good.
Yeah, and this is, you know, let's just put it this way. Whenever there's second generation happening and then you're thinking about my generation ahead as well, lots and lots of questions will come to you as well. But this, how should I say, you want a big screen, but you realize what's happening around. The first person that did it about a year and a half back, they said, oh, we'll bite the bullet. Has it become a thing of normalcy for an actor now?
I think right now, the situation we are in currently, we're just grateful that our film is releasing because we waited for like really long for it to come out.
It's been a 3-year journey, I guess.
Yes. And
Squad, it's been a 3-year journey?
2019. No?
Yeah, we started shooting then, and so for us, we both are just excited, like, come on, we have to release the film now because we've all worked so hard on it. So we really want people to watch it, and luckily Z has like a really vast,
wide reach.
Very wide reach. So more eyeballs for us, that's great.
Actually, it all started with Z also when Radhe first came out, you know, and they realized that, you know, the reach can be big, people will watch it, and it's not such a huge difference. Though I'm one of the kind of people that will watch not one full film at a time. So you'll pause it and watch it again, but that also gives you more time to savor the film. So if you've seen the promos of Squad, I think one thing that even I was surprised with, you have no idea how tall these two are. He's towering. What are you, 6'7"?
No, 6'3", 6'4".
You're 6'3", 6'4".
3.5. Depends with these shoes, I'm definitely over 6'4".
So when he walks in, you're looking up like this, and when she walks in, she's also head and shoulders above even her entire crew. So do you guys get that a lot when the people see you in reality? They'll go like, oh my God, these guys are way taller.
I mean, Rinzing's like so tall, so all the eyes go on him first.
Yeah.
But I like that.
The eyes should be on her.
No, it's okay. Are you one of those typical boys who was tall and was forced to play basketball and all those games in the school?
No, I was a very big foodie and a computer game kid.
Really?
So just used to. I mean, I eat a lot.
This is all good. But when you're coming from a filmy family, you're not worried about doing the horse riding and all that?
I've done horse riding, I've done all that, tennis, judo, karate. Dad put me in it. Just do it, see if I liked it, you know.
Yeah.
And I've done a lot of that stuff, but when I was a kid, I ate a lot.
It's fine. I still eat a lot, man. So obviously, if you figured out by now, for so many years, you've been waiting for the big Denzongpa kid to make his debut, and it's finally happening right now. And there probably will be lesser nerves because it's on an OTT. When it's on a big screen, you would have faced judgment then and there when you were standing outside your first show.
100%.
So maybe this is better. What does the family say?
You know, it's been such a long road. Again, first we signed in I think 2018 or 2019 and then started shooting 2019, I know. So it's just been a long road, so I'm happy that it's out. Like I'm happy it's going to be out like in 2 days. So.
You know, the first thing when you're shooting an action film also is, maybe lesser now, a lot of the girls used to wonder, what was I going to be doing in it? Was I going to be Angelina Jolie? Was I going to be Tomb Raider? Was I going to be Salt? So when you're being narrated the script first up, you're thinking, is this a good thing for me to do? Yes, of course, there's going to be a star kid that's going to be launched that people are going to talk about. There's going to be a lot of action that's going to be centered around the physicality of the person as well. So did you ever have those kind of doubts ever?
So to begin with, when Nilesh actually told me about the full script, about how I will be doing action with Rinzing. So that's that excitement level first started hearing that. Then later he told me we're going to be training with, these people from Poland came to train us for 6 months. It was going to be, I knew it's going to be a challenge for me because I have also like brought up.
You look very athletic.
I was in school very athletic. I used to love playing football and basketball, but I never knew what action is on screen. So for me, my training...
And choreographed action is different. You're not literally hitting something.
Exactly. So for me, my training has always been acting.
Sometimes.
You hit?
Yeah.
Thank God.
I didn't have to fight her, otherwise I would have just...
He would hit me otherwise off camera.
I'm joking. But no.
So the training was tough?
It was because I didn't even know A of action. So for me, it was very difficult. My training has always been with acting classes, with my dance, with my diction.
Yeah.
So initially, it was very difficult for me because I didn't even know how to throw a punch.
Really?
And yeah, it was that difficult for me initially. But then, you know, with the process, I got the full, the vibe of how action is. And eventually, it just became a dance for me in my head because dance has choreography and so does action.
Yeah.
So I would just think of it in that way. But we had to obviously get fit because we have shot the full film with real guns. Like real AK-47s, real VSS.
And the recall on that, even if it's a blank, it's quite a bit, man.
I had bruises all over while we were shooting.
It's mainly because, first off, guns also, the actual like steel guns are heavy. So imagine her doing retake, take after take, up, down, walking around like that.
Yeah, like for Rinzing, it was very light. It was like nothing. Like a toy gun for him, but it was real guns for me.
No, for everyone it's heavy, man. This boy is a bit of a mountain. We'll call him the mountain. But otherwise, film shooting wise, because you've been surrounded by it all the time, were you like overawed the first time you were on set because you were taking the right shot and because of who you were?
No, I mean, I learned from my own mistakes, first off. So I'm not glad to make the mistakes, but I'll make the mistakes and I'll learn. So I've been on sets before, so it wasn't like, oh my God, there's a camera pointing. I'm here to do the job.
Right.
So just go with the flow, yeah. I mean, I don't mind doing take after take. Nilo will be looking at the time and stuff like that, but I'm like, I'll say sorry, maybe one more. Yeah, you know.
But when it's supposed to be an out-and-out action film, everyone's got their typical type of action heroes that they want. For many years, it was always Schwarzenegger or Stallone, and then Jason Statham came in and they wanted to do that kind of like, the suited, booted, didn't look like a bodybuilder, but when he took it off and then he had the action.
Shredded.
So that actually changed action over the years. Even for India, your very close friend Tiger switched it around. Vidyut Jammwal switched it around. They've all sort of redefined how action can be. And India now has a market for an action hero.
100%. 100%.
Earlier, Akshay Kumar would be like your Khiladi. But now, do you think that there's a way that you want to like go in that part only? Is that what your plan is for a bit?
Do you know, I want to do stuff that I would enjoy doing myself or enjoy watching myself. I enjoy watching comedy. I enjoy watching action comedy. I enjoy watching plain action. So anything that I'd enjoy watching myself, I'd like to do, Action comedy is something on the list as well. So fingers crossed, let's see.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson does a very good job of it abroad.
He
become the biggest superstar in the world.
He kills it.
Do you all, have any sort of favorites when you're watching, for you especially, when you're watching cinema also right now, the current phase? So there's a phase that had the Salman, Shah Rukh and Amir phase, and then the new lot has a completely different ideology of what kind of actors they like,
Right.
So what's your set as far as watching cinema is concerned?
In Bollywood?
Yeah.
I mean, it's very hard to choose one because today there's so many talented people. I mean, everyone has their own niche and everyone is so good at what they do. I mean,
no, but sometimes actors feel more comfortable. I like this zone. Like the other day I met somebody, they said, I'm okay in the not being right out there, but still doing a really good job at the back. So when Nawaz was there, they said the zone that he took was very nice. He developed into a hero in people's minds, So when an actor's choosing that path.
I think it's too initial for me to take that decision right now because I'm still exploring myself. I still don't know what range I can go up to. So, I mean, obviously, I have thoroughly enjoyed myself doing action. I would love to do action again, but I don't mind trying another genre too. Like, I would love to try, I love dancing, so maybe a dance film or maybe just a light rom-com.
I was just going to say, how can you not want Switzerland? And there's still enough space for that.
I love watching all the typical Rohit Shetty films and all. I would love to do that as well.
Rohit Shetty is no longer Switzerland. It's just bang, action,
yeah, but I enjoy watching all of that too. I love.
I was going to say the same thing. Rohit says not Switzerland.
But he's actually created with Suryavanshi recently. If those who watched it.
Talking about Suryavanshi, I just saw the numbers.
Yeah.
It's so nice to see.
Really nice.
Actually made everyone sort of breathe a sigh of relief.
100%.
Must be a very insecure time also for everyone. I know those who have releases out, when you're doing a lot of OTT work, it's better. But those who have an impending release and it's getting delayed, tell me what is going through your mind as well.
We were just on the edge. Every month, every 2 months, we were like, what do we do? Are we waiting for the theatre? Are we going to go OTT? Everybody was in this one bubble of Corona where we had no idea what's outside. and we didn't even know how long it's going to last.
And you weren't signing something new till this came out?
It's not that. I was, of course, doing my meetings. I was working on that as well. But this had to come out first.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because they want to see that, right? You want to like go in there. You can't just say, "I've done a great film, which I'll show you when it does release." So sign me for that.
Exactly, right?
And you must be eating at you. So what's the like your go-to thing to sort of pass time? Like people are saying, some of them develop new skills, some of them sort of worked out like maniacs.
I'm a bit of a recluse. I sit at home. I'm happy in my room.
Yeah.
I've got my gym downstairs. I've got MMA Matrix Tigers gym.
Yeah.
Then whoever really wants to meet me, they'll come over and meet me. Like I've got quite a few friends in town.
Okay.
From Juhu to town, it's.
You do realize that recluse and Bollywood don't go together?
My dad did it.
Yeah.
Not a recluse,
in a different
but
time.
in a different time, yeah. 100%.
It was a very different time.
My dad wasn't a recluse, but I guess now that he's 70 something years old, so I guess he's chilling. But I see myself like not going out, at least not enjoy. I don't enjoy going
Partying
out. Parties. I've done that when I'm going to sound really old. I'm 32 only, but like.
Yeah, and that also for a typical Bollywood kid is a late entry. I know you signed in 2019.
Yeah.
But weren't you thinking
it's
of
quite
this
late.
at
It's quite
22,
late.
23, 24 types?
I had just come back from uni. I think I was 22 or 23, so from London. So I was in office, and I was also looking at different, what do you call it? Offers did come, but nothing that resonated in my head or that that clicked with me.
Yeah.
So that's why.
Now, everyone has like you say, like a group of friends. But is there a Bollywood group of friends that, say that, this one's the right shot to take and this one's the right script to do, and you show this to your friends and,
even this movie Squad, like my dad didn't really find out until I was about to sign the contract.
Really?
So, yeah.
So you weren't talking or just like...
No, I just was doing everything. In general, like I don't like to talk about work until it's either done or it's happening, So it was this bad juju. So like when it's done, I'll say, okay, it's here, I've done it. Or when it's about to be done, I know, I'll say, here, I'm most likely doing this, check it out.
You know the other form, right? Like The Secret. Put it out there, keep putting it out there and it'll happen much more. Some people have that.
Yeah, you try, keep trying. I like to manifest stuff, but can't manifest like a Ferrari.
Of course you can.
You gotta work your ass. I mean, sorry, I don't know if I can say that.
You can say that, it's fine.
Work your ass off for it, work hard, you have to, yeah.
What about your friends and family waiting? What's the first big comment that came when they saw like bits and pieces of you?
So when they saw me, the first thing was like, wow, you can do action.
Yeah.
And that's something even I was like, wow, I can do action. But everybody's obviously eagerly waiting. It's been a while. It's been 3 years, like we said earlier, and just fingers crossed, everything goes fine.
You're looking the same, but you haven't changed too much in 3 years, which is a good thing. We'll take a little break and come right back. I'm going to have an addition to this cast about a gentleman who made this action. So of course there's an action crew that is shooting all this. But when you put the final product together, also for the director to sort of keep the same tonality after shooting and then waiting and then shooting and then waiting, and then you keep feeling like making last minute changes, right? Because everything keeps developing over 2.5 years. We'll ask the director as well. He'll be joining us. Don't go anywhere. And voila! Like I said, you need a kingmaker for the king and the queen, and the kingmaker has arrived. And like I said, I will keep re-talking about this. This is like Gulliver's Travels here. Got the little giant on the right-hand side, but he's a real, when you want to see a little gentle giant, that is Rinzing for you. Malvika, the lady in waiting, let's put it this way. But the man who put the two of them together, Nilesh Sai, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
You put this crew together, and you made this crew
together.
Yeah, and you made them smash things up. Are you a violent man by nature?
It depends what time of the day it is. No, I'm not a violent man by nature at all.
Yeah.
But I've been associated with action films for a very long time.
Yeah.
And it was but natural that I was going to make this film. And it was very easy to bring them together because they both live around Juhu. So 1 kilometer ka chakkar and I could finish most of my casting And that was
but
really
it's not just the casting. You know, there are a lot of people that decide to make things very tough for themselves. So when you start to write, and then you start to direct, and then you start to produce, and then you start to wait, and then you have a friend called Karuna that visits. So sometimes you sort of make things impossible to sort of enjoy the process. Have you enjoyed this entire process of maximizing everything?
Well, we saw from writing to setting it up to producing it and then directing it and then filming it and then seeing a pandemic and then seeing a political unrest in where we were shooting and just getting the film, you know, put together. So, you know, to answer your question, I like to get myself into a situation that which kind of messes with your mind, because filmmaking by itself, there's not one process that you actually really love. When you start writing is the easiest part, or it's actually the most difficult part, because it's like, you know, you're putting words onto paper and trying to make logic out of it, and then you're trying to send your script out to 500 people who might appreciate it or think it's rubbish. Then that part's, and then you say, okay, I'm going to start casting it. Then that's another painful effort, you know, when you're
So why would you then want to direct it as well? I know a lot of people. Were you an accidental director?
No, I was going to direct something else. I was going to direct the remake of The Expendables with John. But that took too much time to cast. And I was doing pretty much most of everything on this film myself. So it came to a point where I said, now I've written it, I've cast it, I'm doing all the action on it.
So might as well just direct
what
it.
is left really? I mean, in a 2-hour film, we got 1 hour, 10 minutes of action. So technically my name would actually come above the directors, whoever it would have been eventually.
Sweet. So well, it's sort of a natural fit into the glove. Let's talk about the two of them here. One will come with the baggage of a surname, and one will come with the baggage of saying herself that has not done action. And when you have a 2-hour film with 100 minutes of action, that's a big sort of yes and no to do.
70 minutes. Yeah.
So how did that happen? How did this casting happen? So you tell me, when you first met him, were you convinced?
I was excited because he told me, he's like, you're going to be doing action in the film with the hero.
But don't you want to tell him that I've never done it before, so why are you casting me?
I told him.
She told me she was a 10th belt martial artist and UFC fighter, and she was.
You were really
I know everything.
like a UFC fighter.
She said, sent me one long resume. I said, "Arey what?"
But you look athletic. It's not like you don't look athletic.
I think that's the reason he even cast me, because I looked.
Arey, she was looking so cute in those days, man. Roly poly.
Those days.
Right. No, when I actually cast her, she was not training that much. But she committed to it, and she put everything behind it to make it happen.
But you know,
and the resume was there also.
No, correct. But when your base, but your base is so high on execution of a kind of film, you know, and it's not so much about characters at that point in time.
Right.
Are you nervous at that point also, because you're putting in behind a name as well? He's carrying a name with him. He's not known yet for his action, but he will be known. So you know, there's an extra pressure that you sort of bring with you.
No. So launching anybody in general is a very, very tough process, because the entire onus, I keep telling both of them that for any reason, if something goes south, it's going to be like, we followed that guy.
Absolutely,
right?
yeah.
So you have to do everything in your capacity to make sure that you're putting out what you believe is the best thing forward and out for people, right? Because eventually nobody's going to go and tell them anything. They're going to look at me. So
you'll get industry calls. You ruined it.
But that is okay. 99% of the people call up and tell you that also, no? So I don't take any of that seriously. Reviews I don't take seriously, and calls I don't anymore. All that is TK.
But then I have to ask you, Rinzing, what are you going to do about the reviews? Are you the kind of person that is waiting to see what they write about you?
He doesn't get papers in his house.
What?
I do, that's lies.
Okay, but tell me, generally speaking, are you thick-skinned enough now to not feel bad if somebody doesn't like something?
Everybody has their own opinion and thoughts, and you're entitled to it.
Yeah.
So it's yours.
But you know, this connection had to be very strong. A director and an actor's connection has to be very strong.
Yeah, he's like a brother to me, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
You know, my take on reviews is very, very simple today. We are, does part Hindi do also?
Yeah, of course, please.
Ek zamana tha ke there was very few, 5 critics.
Correct.
5 papers, 5 critics, these 5 people, they decide. With the dawn of YouTube and Instagram, everyone is a critic.
Yes, true.
So if you open a YouTube view, right, or any review of anything, the first 10 people will have one very nasty photo of something with some abusive word, and he's running his shop through that.
Correct.
Right?
Clickbaiting, totally.
Yeah, many years ago, there were shows on MTV where they would call people, insult them, abuse them. That worked. So I guess they need their shop to run as well. So we don't take those guys seriously, because I don't think there's a school where you can go and learn critical analysis of a film, right? And you don't know, if I put a critic on a set, and I can tell you this firsthand because I've spoken to many who are no more doing the job, but I think they would probably get a panic attack and die, right? Because when you come on a set of mine, I have at least, my climax is 400 people, there are about 8-9 cameras, there's just bullets going off everywhere, crowds running, bombs going off left, right and center. Right, and to kind of capture that chaos.
No, it's next level. But I'll tell you something. I did it extensively for years because I'd come from a film background. I'd done cinema. Then I stopped 6 years back because a lot of people told me, and very big names in the industry, saying that you can't take apart the very industry that you're part of, and they refused to come on my show then.
Really?
Yeah. One happened right here. One of the biggest superstars of our industry.
Here.
Not here, but like on this kind of
set.
And they did not have a thick skin after a point of time. They said, it doesn't matter if you don't like it. And you know, when people used to tell us, and this is where I defend the critics as well, when they started giving 1 or 2 stars, and speaking honestly, in my YouTube channel, I had to shut down in 2017. And I started reviewing in 2013.
Right.
So then, and they all started saying, you're too real. It's exactly what I felt as a problem. I had the directors call me up directly and said, yaar, ye kaat de, itna bol de, aur 3.5 to minimum de hi de. I'll tell you, this is how the concept of 3 or 4 stars started.
Yeah, but you know, I truly feel that, very honestly, I'll tell you something. Everyone has an opinion towards a film.
Yeah.
You can have an opinion, I can have an opinion, he'll have an opinion, anyone will have an opinion. What's happened is, people like, there are 4 or 5 people who've been doing it for many years.
Yeah.
They were the onset. This is a vice created by, I mean, we can get into a lengthy discussion on this over there, but obviously we don't want to take up the show on that. That was created to control a lot of people by saying, if you don't come and attend my award function, next picture पे तो देख तेरी धज्जी उड़ जाएगी, ठीक है?
0 star.
Right? A lot of people have given. My point of the matter is, I have seen people who've done that as a job, and it's great. But I asked the question to somebody who wants to influence somebody else's opinion on my project or anybody else's project, that how are you qualified to do that? It's like you going to a doctor and saying, anyone can't give you advice now.
Absolutely.
अच्छा तुम बीमार हो, अरे पागल है, इधर आ मैं तेरी सर्जरी करता हूँ.
KK Menon on this show, on B4U had said this. He said, I have an open challenge to the critics. I can do your job for you. You cannot do my job for me at all. You, as an actor, cannot match KK Menon as an actor. But I might still be able to match you as a critic. So he said, the day you can do my job better than me, then you are allowed to sort of criticize my film or critically analyze my film.
Critically analyze. It's never criticize. That's the word.
It's never going to be like an ending to this chat. Rinzing, are you somebody who's pushing your film also? See, you say like on WhatsApp to your friends, there's a lot of urgency that happens there. Are you going to go the extra mile to say that, can you push it? You have famous friends. Do you think that's going to be a part and parcel of you having to change to be a part of the industry and do taur tariqe of Bollywood, like they say?
I mean, I've in my head, whatever work it is, if you're a friend of mine, I want to see you grow.
Yeah.
I want to see you move up, do better than yesterday, the last year. So I don't care what field you're in. If you're my friend, if we can do something together.
No, but like even like for say Squad's trailer, you want it to trend #1 on YouTube, for example.
It's a nice feeling if that
But
happens.
would you end up pushing for it? Like, brother, can you help? Can you help? Can you help? That's the one part where people are going to check and say, is this boy going to wait and sit back and just see how it's going to go, or is this going to be, I'm going to try and push and go get the industry?
You push and you do make a few phone calls here and there, but again, I don't like telling someone, hey, you have to do this for me. Hey, you have to do this for me. Hey, it should come naturally, you know. If I don't want to tell someone to do it.
Perception can be bought. That's just sometimes what I think that there is.
I'm just too simple here. I'm very simple.
I don't think, honestly, I was just telling people, 50 million Instagram followers, 40 million, 30 million, hey. And it's happened to me many times where a man has come and told me, my actress has so many million followers and you should sign up for a film. And I said, awesome. Just do me a favor, guarantee me that 2% of those millions
will come
and watch it in the theatre.
No, Shahid has had this conversation right here.
Dekha, Shahid, they're all copying me, yaar.
I mean, he's had this conversation. So
no, he had this conversation.
Shahid sir's done it first.
Yeah, he said.
So, he's older than you.
Senior, boss.
He's much older than you also.
You can't call him. But he said this, अगर मेरे सारे Shahid fans, fanatics would have come and seen my film, मेरे को 16 साल नहीं लगते कबीर सिंह बनाने के लिए. So I guess there is some truth there. Do you agree with the fact that you got to complete? I think women, unfortunately, and heroines, unfortunately, and models and actresses, you don't have a choice. you've got to use Instagram as a nice tool as well. Do you enjoy using it?
I think I enjoy it a bit too much.
But pushing it, like he said, like pushing across and saying, please.
See, for me, I want my film to do well. Yeah. So I'll go all out to promote it as much as I can. Yeah. In my capacity, in my limits, how much ever I can push it, I'll go all out.
I think you need everything. It's sort of a buffet service. Some will come and have the entire buffet, some will just have like the sweet dish and then sort of saunter off. They've seen bits and pieces of it, they haven't seen the final product. Now tell me about him and tell me about her. Once you've seen the film, were you like a proud daddy?
Yeah, I was actually very proud.
Yeah? But khamiyan nikalengi nahi phir?
Because that's in retrospect, na? So I don't live life in retrospect. अरे वो 10 साल पहले अगर मैं वो picture नहीं करता तो ये होता.
Correct.
15 साल पहले I met that actor, so you can't live life like that.
So the one great thing that you liked about Rinzing and the one great thing that you liked about Malvika, which sort of confused you and you were surprised. Oh yeah.
I mean, there was one scene which when we shot it, I mean, I kind of had an idea what it's going to look like, but it was this very emotional scene in the film, and it's in the very early stages of the film, which kind of changes the course of the entire film. And there was this child which is, suicide bomber and blew up and stuff like that.
Not a suicide bomber, somebody's put a
bomb on it, whatever, suicide bomber. And this kid is just performing like there's no tomorrow. She's sobbing and sobbing, and she's going, and he has to come running, and he's got this dialogue to say, and he's got to go pa 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 pa, and the kid's crying, he's losing his focus, and he's saying, I can't do it.
The kid was really.
And she was an actor, like there was a power performance, right? I'm like, she's out acting you, it.
She's here, and she's crying.
Screaming with tears, without glycerine.
No, amazing, perfect.
And I'm looking at her like...
He's forgetting his lines. And I'm like, Baba, we're on the 6th take, we got to do this.
I just feel like lifting up and just doing this,
Which you can't.
No. Yeah, obviously. And then I'm like, I just got pissed in the end.
And I saw that and I was like, okay, I'm going to score it in a certain way. And when I saw that scene, and it comes on the 12th minute or 13th minute of the film, I think he's just nailed it. He's just nailed it emotionally because...
Well done, buddy.
But because I truly believe this, and this is really where I come from. If Arnold had to give 50 expressions while he was making Terminators, that film wouldn't work, right? Because उसके अंदर का actor, performer जाग गया, और ये मुझे थोड़ा कम लग रहा है और मुझे वो थोड़ा ज़्यादा लग रहा है. You stick true to what your character is, and you should play to what it is, and the T to what it is, right? And that's where I really come from, and that's what I extract from people. So I think he's done everything that I wanted him to do in Squad. He's done, and
her?
She has done a fantastic show. She's a very good actor.
You sound surprised.
No, I knew that. She's a very good actor. Yeah. She wanted more emotional scenes. Yeah. I said, you can't cry and all here. You're mad over it. You can roar here, all ye ja raha hai. Kya ho raha hai? This is action. All this is not happening. No, she's amazing. She's very dedicated. She took a challenge. She didn't know action, and she took it up as a challenge to learn and really, try and give it her best. So I'm very happy with both their work, man.
Now you all can cry. Because now, once you've got the thumbs up from the director, I think it's going to work. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
We all would have hoped they would have been out there in the big screen and you would have booked theatres after theatres.
I would have hoped so.
Yeah, but then again, like I said, the pressure of expectation is less on all three of you. You can get away with some, if it's not that great, it's only your own perception. Earlier it would have been the box office. If 50 लोग ही आए, then there was no other way to sort of check the parameter.
I was going to go to theatres, and my logic was very, very simple because I'm a distributor for the longest time, and I knew which films were coming out. I knew how many screens you were going to get. I knew what Maharashtra's numbers were and Mumbai's numbers were. And I said, look,
made no sense.
The idea is to reach as many people. So today, though I'm not running after box office, I'm running after subscribers. Yeah, right. So correct. I'm going to go to Northeast, we're going to go to Delhi and Bihar, and we're pushing subscriptions for Z5.
That makes sense, sir, because exactly what happened, like I mentioned earlier with Radhe, and they managed to break a lot of records online. I'll also give you what did not happen when I went to see Rustam in Vapi. I actually went down to Vapi to see it. I was there with 3 of my crew. We were the only 4 people in the theatre. And unfortunately, that's the problem that, if you choose to come at a time where, you're not getting the right screen count, that time that was the only film that released. So even now with such a huge backlog of film that is there, I think it's a really smart thing to do. I think it's going to hold you all in good stead.
No, because my logic is very, very simple, and that we can speak off the record and we can kind of cut that out. But it's very simple. With him, it's not one film. With him, it's 3 films, right?
Yes.
And it's a very different equation there in a relationship. So I don't want to come out at a time, and let God bless everyone who come out. Everyone's film should be super hit. But I know realistically how many screens I would have got. I've done this exercise with 20 of my distributors who I've been working with over the years.
True.
And with
no
both
point
of
getting
them,
400 or 500 screens here.
You
would
know,
have just ruined it.
And with 50% occupancy, kya hota? Right? So I mean, I'm just like, it's not even 100% occupancy. Because when we started the film, we had an X number of box office, which is why we shot all these elaborate action scenes, and it's all great. All that is fine, but for both of them, it's important that this film reaches the maximum number of people.
Absolutely. So this really has been an exercise in also understanding, the nature of the game that has changed. It is always going to be a hybrid version, and I keep saying this over and over again. It was never going to be the same, the cinema watching experience. Yes, there will be the films that do come out, but there will be, I feel, a much larger audience now that appreciates all kinds of cinema. Earlier, when I would want to go to a cinema and I would see 4,000 screens for one big superstar, I would say, "Arey, aur koi to hai nahi available. What if I want to see the other films as well?" So I think this will really work, and congratulations, good luck.
Man, thank you so much.
And I do feel, this is the right move for you all.
Thank you, brother.
We had her awfully silent in the second half. I realized that you were probably the only one speaking on the set as well.
Me?
Yeah.
In general, it's always me who's speaking. It's my show all the way.
All right, Squad is out. Go check it out. I will see you again soon. Take care and bye-bye.